Today's lesson is 2.08, surface area of rectangular prisms. You'll need your math notebook, pencil, calculator. You know the drill. Please make sure you're taking those notes and working out the problems as I go through this lesson with you. All right, so our essential question is, can I determine the formula for the surface area of prisms and use it to find the surface area of rectangular and triangular prisms? Today's focus is going to be just on the rectangular. I will be able to use the formula to solve for the lateral and total surface area of triangular and rectangular prisms so that I can use the formula correctly to calculate the surface areas of prisms. I'll know I got it if I can interpret the diagram or word problem to determine the surface area. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So a little bit of academic vocabulary, jot it down or take a screenshot or picture. Make sure you know this information. Prism is a solid object with two identical ends, which are called the bases, and flat sides. The shape of the ends or bases gives the prism its name. All right, so for example, this is a triangular prism. The two identical bases here are the triangles. So that's why it's called a triangular prism. Rectangular prism, actually all rectangles, but if it's sitting like this bottom is the base, the top is the base. And then you have cube, which actually is all the squares are the same size, but this bottom and top would be your bases. Can you find a prism around you? You know, there might be a birthday present, a box of cereal would be a good example. So total surface area, this is what we're going to be focused on, surface area. We're going to look at the total surface area first. It's a measure of the total area that the surface of the object occupies. So what that means is the wrapping, like imagine if you're wrapping a gift. So it's the wrapping paper that goes around it. Or if you're painting the box or whatever, it's the paint that's going on. So that's the surface area because it's on the surface. This is how you found surface area in 7th grade. It was called a net. And you basically just found the area of each rectangle and then added it all together. All right, so we're going to be in 8th grade, you actually have a formula that you're going to learn to use, and it's going to be on your star reference chart. So here it is. So this is to find the surface area of a prism, whether it's rectangular or triangular. Again, we're focusing on rectangular today. So we've got this rectangular prism. For this formula, the P is the perimeter of the base. So imagine this box sitting on this base. So you would find the perimeter, which is the distance around it, adding all four sides together, or twice the length plus twice the width is perimeter. So that's what the P is. The height would be how tall is the prism. So the height. And then the B over here is the area of the base. So you would find the area of this rectangle and you do 2 times the base. Add those together and that gives you the total surface area. So let's break it down and try this example. Make sure you're writing this down in your math notebook, please. So we have start with the formula. So what shape is the base? It's a rectangle. Formula for perimeter of the base. It's a rectangle. Now I said earlier you can just add all 4 sides together, but the formula actually is twice the length plus twice the width. And if you look at this rectangle, this is the length, 15, and 3 is the width. So we're going to go ahead and substitute those numbers in. We're going to get 2 times 15 plus 2 times 3. And that's going to be 30 plus 6 is 36. So that is our P. We just found this P. Let's go to the next step. What shape is the base? It's a rectangle. Formula for area of the base. So formula for area of a triangle is length times width. Now we're going to substitute those numbers in. We have the length is 15, the width is 3. So our area of the base is 45. So that's what B is. And the height of the prism, since you've got this base, this is your height. So that is 3. So we're going to plug in what we have. So P times H. We just found over here P is 36. Our H is 3. So that's going to be 36 times 3. And then we got B is 45. B is 45. So we're going to do 2 times 45. This is easy enough. 2 times 45 is 90. I'm going to have to use a calculator to do 36 times 3. Maybe you got it already in your head. 108. So then we're going to add those together. And that gives us the total surface area. So 108 plus 90 is 198. All right, so let's look at another example. So we have a rectangular prism. Okay, so now they've thrown in some decimals in here. We're going to go through these same steps. The base is a rectangle. The perimeter, which is going to be our P, the formula, remember, is twice the length plus twice the width. And here on the base, the length is 8.2, the width is 3.4. So we're going to do 2 times 8.2 plus 2 times 3.4. Didn't leave me enough room there. So go ahead, let's do all that in the calculator. So we have 2 times 8.2 is 16.4. So I'm going to go ahead and jot that down. Even though I kind of ran out of room, 16.4, and then 2 times 3.4 is 6.8. And then you're going to add those together to get the P. And you should get 23.2. So that's what P is. All right, let's go to this part over here. The shape we know is a rectangle. To find the area, which is the area of a rectangle, we're going to do length times width. So we have to do 8.2 times 3.4. And go ahead and use your calculator. 8.2 times 3.4 is 27.88. 27.88. And we look at our prism. This is the base. So the height here is 2. How tall is it when it's sitting there? It is 2. So we're going to plug it in. We have, we need our P, which we found right here, 23. Oh gosh, they definitely didn't leave me enough room. So I'm going to write it down here, 23.2. We have to multiply that by the height of 2. And then we do 2 times the base, which we found is 27.88. All right, so 23.2 times 2 is 46.4. Go ahead and use a calculator for the next one. 27.88 times 2 will give us 55.76. And then add those two together to get the total surface area. You can use your calculator. 55.76 plus 46.4, 102.16. 102.16. So it's this one. All right. Next thing I want to talk about real quick is lateral surface area, because that's also on your star reference chart. So if we focus on the rectangular prism, it includes the sides on the outside. It does not include the bases. So it'd just be the areas of the sides. So not the top and bottom. That's true for each type of prism. So if you have the triangular prism, it's the lateral surface is just the tent walls and floor. It's not the door or the back of the tent. And if you had a soup can, it would be like the label on the can. It doesn't include the top or the bottom. Again, so we're focusing on rectangular prisms. It's going to be the sides only. It excludes the bases. All right, so we're going to try a couple real quick. And this is what it looks like on your star reference chart. You have the formula for lateral is just the perimeter of the base times the height. So you take off this part of it. Seems easy enough. So we're going to actually we're going to practice this problem and find the total surface area, and then we'll figure out what the lateral surface area is, which you'll know because you'll have this part of it. So I'll start with the perimeter of the base. So I'm going to go ahead and try to draw this in a little more for you. So if this is 3, then this is 3. All right, those are the same. So our length is 12, the width is 3. So the perimeter is twice the length plus twice the width. So 2 times 12 plus 2 times 3. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 3 is 6. So P is equal to 30. So this is the base, so the height is 5. All right, we'll put it all together in just a minute. So now we're going to find B. It's a rectangle, so area is going to be length times width. We're just going to do 12 times 3, and that's 36. So put it all together. Total surface area, our P is 30. The H is 5. Then we do 2, and our B was 36. Multiply 30 times 5 is 150. 2 times 36 is 72. Add it together, it's 222. That's the total surface area. So the lateral, look, the lateral, remember, is just this first part. So we had P was 30 and the height was 5. So it's 150. All right, hopefully we have time for one more quick problem. So we have this rectangular prism and its dimensions are shown. Let's go ahead and just do the lateral surface area. We're going to do the lateral surface area first. So the perimeter of this rectangle, we are going to do twice the length, so twice 7.5 plus twice 5. And so this is the P, and 2 times 7.5 is 15, 2 times 5 is 10, and we add that together, we get 25. That's P. So to find the lateral surface area, now we just take that and multiply it by the height. Well, this is the height because this is the base, so the height is 6.5, and we multiply 25 times 6.5 to get our answer. My calculator turned off. All right, it's 162.5. All right, and so to finish because my recording stops at 15, so I have to finish this up, but you have this part, and then so you would just do the area of the base times 2 and add that together, find the total surface area, and you can finish that up for practice. All right, y'all, make sure you complete your OMS lessons, go through everything, take notes, and work out those problems.